Steph and I are up here at Denney's Harley Davidson in Springfield, Missouri. And we are taking out here fixing to head for Sturgis, South Dakota for the 80th Sturgis Rally. We've done some upgrades to the bike. We put the Legends front end on.
And today on this video, we're going to be installing the front end from the Legends suspension. Looking forward to it. It's going to be totally tubular.
We went ahead and did a service, 25,000 mile service, so we went to the front end. The KST bars that we have, the spearhead, I did a little bit of adjustment to them as well. If you're not familiar with these handlebars, they are fully adjustable. So I'll try to get the center right, so you can go front and backwards, and then right here, hope you can see that, you can set the camber, is what I call it, for your hand. So I've done a little adjusting on that. But like I said, the big thing that we're fixing to check out is this front end by Legend. We have the Revo 8 on the rear, which totally changed the ride for Steph and I. So this is going to be my first experience of hopping on the bike and riding it with this front end. They said it might change the stance a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, we have just got loaded up. Just pulled it out. Stand her up. So my first reaction, it seems to set a shed bit lower, which is cool.
Which is one thing that they said they would do.
Yes. Start this old M8 up. This is a 2019 Road Glide Special, just so you'll know. Kind of get everything set. Okay. Huh. Whoa. Okay. All right, I can tell you right now, I came up and braked pretty hard right then. I do not have I didn't feel the initial dive that I'm used to on the front end of the stock Harley Davidson. Okay. I can even stop, I can even feel it right here whenever I'm just rolling and hitting the brakes. It feels more firm. Definitely, I can already tell the difference. We're gonna wait on traffic here. It's 2:30 here in Springfield, Missouri. I wouldn't think there'd be this much traffic out, but there is. Got some other motorcyclists coming through. Oh, that car decided to get over. Okay. We're going to take our time here. Everybody pulls across there, and then these people get over in the fast lane. So you never know really what they're doing. Okay, here we go. Okay, I can tell a little bit in the lean right there. Okay, I'm going to give it a little. Oh, it's with that movement right there, it's a different response. Okay, this truck's just going to get over in front of us. Thanks, butthole. Oh yeah, right away, guys, I can tell a difference hitting some of this asphalt transitions. I can feel a difference. Of course, we won't know until we really get out here on 65 and turn it up a little bit. But it doesn't take a whole lot to feel that front end diving. And I can tell you, I do not have, I'm hitting the front brakes right now pretty good. Okay, that dive's gone. Can you tell a difference, sweetheart?
To me, it does feel like it's more solid. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Smoother and solid.
Yeah, it's got a different ride, I can already tell. But now, guys, I don't know. We're going to have to wait till we get out here and really run the roads. But I just wanted to see my first reaction sitting on a bike. I do think it's a shade bit lower. I can tell my heels are down. I'm a short dude. I'm about 6 foot tall. I weigh 230. So we have the Revo 8 on the back, and we had it set at 4, I believe. And then we just did the fronts. So that'll kind of give you an idea of the setup that we have on this Road Glide Special. Huh. Okay. So for me, like going around that corner right there, it used to kind of float a little bit, which I didn't realize that. But you'd turn like right there and you'd feel the asphalt, and you could feel it just kind of have a little kind of a Cadillac feel to it. You know how a big ass old Cadillac kind of float along? That's how that front end felt. So I'm not feeling it now, it's more firm. We'll take out of here and we're gonna aim for Sioux Falls or something like that tonight. Like I said, we got out a little bit later than we expected. We went ahead and put a rear tire on. We are running the Dunlap American Elite on the rear. We'd had the OEM, the original rear tire. We have not had good luck with that tire 2 in a row. We'll no longer be running that make of Dunlap. So now we have the front and rear Dunlap American Elites. Shut my vents here so you guys can hear me better. I'm gonna talk about how I feel about this front end right now. It's just like that right there. So when I first got on this thing, I oversteered. With this Legends front end, it just takes a little movement to do what you need. It's more refined. It's more responsive. The ride is firmer, smoother, and it has a purpose to it when you move. It's just not, it's kind of like a comparison of driving a dump truck to a McLaren. It's a huge fucking difference. I can tell right now. I'm pretty fucking impressed with it as of right now. We've got a lot more miles to do, but I had that in my head and I was trying to think of these comparisons to explain what it feels like. And I don't know why, but this comparison came to my head. It's like if you're aiming for a target and you were throwing a cannonball at it, you lob it, and then you aim for that target and you shoot an arrow at it. It's more shoo. You know what I mean? It has purpose, and it's very streamlined and precise. I'm trying to get this out. It's like this bridge right here. That's rough as a fucking cob right there. So with the Revo 8 on the back, it did increase the ride. It's so much better. But to pair it up with the front end from Legend, dude, you've got the real deal. You've got the whole ball of wax there. I'm ready to get in some corners and feel it. Once again, some of my first thoughts and reactions. It's been a good day of traveling. Steph and I were closing in on Sioux City. I've absolutely rode the shit out of this bike today, and I wish I could put it in words. I can't. I do want to say this though. I was just telling Steph, if I had to pick between motor work, that means doing something to your motor, stage 2, stage 3, 4, whatever, or get suspension, I'd go ahead and get suspension, because it'll make your ride smoother, it'll handle better, it'll make it faster. Because even if your buddy's got that stage whatever done to his bike, whenever you fall into those corners, he's gonna fall behind, because this thing will hang in the corners and you can run a line. So with the original front end, the stock front end, you'd start right here, and if it was a tight corner, you'll start drifting a little bit. So you've got to leave yourself that drift, because you know you're going to drift a little bit. With this Legends front end, it doesn't do that. So it'll stay tight into that line so you don't drift. And as you're hanging tight in that line, you just keep laying more throttle and more throttle and more throttle, and your confidence grows because you're able to hold into that corner and then add on top of it. I could try to do all these analogies, say all these adjectives, but it doesn't do it justice, because you just gotta set your ass in the seat and fall into the corners and feel this bike move. It moves with you, so you're not having to always adjust and fight that front end to get it to do what you want to do. It's just going with you and moving. Yeah, so it's changed your ride as well back there.
Yes.
Well, all right, let's turn this son of a bitch up. What's up, Jay?
Welcome.
Oh man, I'm excited to be here. The boys off. I got some shit I want to tell you about my bike.
Good. Let's hear it.
You guys know, we just left Denney's on the bike. That's in Springfield, Missouri. That's where we're based out of.
That's a haul for anybody who doesn't know their geographic locations.
So we're about 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got that front end put in. We jumped on the bike and hauled ass. Immediately when I jumped on the bike, I could tell a different stance. I noticed one thing too. I was oversteering quickly.
Yeah, it definitely is less input on the bike to lean it.
Yeah, it's really a fine control.
Yeah.
And another thing, as soon as we got going down the road, I was riding on a fucking bowling ball. And now I'm on an arrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not
Now your
so-
wheels are just Velcroed to the ground.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, that tracks. You can go into that corner and hold that line. I've never been able to ride with good suspension. We didn't know. Never had the money to spend. And after I rode this whole ride, like I was telling everybody that we rode day 4 yesterday, if I was going to go spend money on motor work or suspension, I'd go buy suspension.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I actually had somebody say I can't decide if I want to do performance stuff to my bike or if I want to do suspension, and I was like, hold on, like we need to have a conversation, because suspension is really a huge performance adder to the bike. Whether you're good tires or motor work, none of that really does justice if you're not getting it to the ground and getting a good handling motorcycle. So
That proved it, especially on this damn trip, man, because when we came into the corners, it didn't matter what they were. You could just see people start dropping back. And it wasn't that I was pushing it just it felt good.
right, your 35 mile an hour turn turns into 70 miles
You
an hour.
damn right it did. So I'm
Absolutely.
super impressed with that. Now, one thing I did kind of want to touch base on, because people have asked me. On that front end, when I got on, it felt a little different as far as stance wise.
Yep. So that's the change in the suspension sag from, where you've got a factory length front end, but you're going to get a little bit more suspension sag, and that's to correct your up and down wheel travel, and that's really going to allow the bike, once you set the preload to your weight, that tells the shock exactly how much weight is on the bike and allows that to move its full travel range and move up and down correctly. Just like if you put a jack under your car, if you instantly start picking the tires up off the ground when you jack it up, you're probably sitting on a fully extended shock, and that means that your sag isn't set correctly, and then you're basically sitting on a fully extended shock. And when you hit a bump, there's nowhere for that wheel to drop into a pothole, so you and the whole bike just drop in there, and it beats your kidneys to death. Where when you're sitting on sagged out suspension, it's going to drop in there, fully extend, absorb that bump, and just do this as you're going off the road. So, and you've got 1,500 miles on the front end now,
Yep.
roughly.
Yep, that's about 1,500.
Over stock, where's your overall rating lie? You had the rears already.
Right, so we're running a Revo 8 back there, which totally changed our ride, but now with everything together, I mean, it really felt like this is going to be a little, but I'm trying to paint a picture here. Ferrari and a dump truck. That's about what I was,
Dumpster
you know,
on
damn
wheels.
dump truck, you know, you're
Yep.
just like the old Chevrolet.
Absolutely.
You know, you're just kind of
Yep.
herding it down the road.
Yep.
We got that front end in there, then, dude, it's full on, man.
It's a handling beast.
It's a huge difference. The front suspension and rear suspension handles different aspects of the bike. You're going to get a lot more of your comfort level from rear suspension, where you're going to get more handling and performance from the front. So when you add them together, you get a really happy marriage of good performance, good handling, and then you're getting the correct shock absorption. And you can do those kinds of upgrades one at a time like he did, but it's definitely going to be the biggest. Pick your motorcycle up, put it on that Ferrari with Cadillac comfort, and you're going to notice a huge change. But you can do them at once. But generally, you know, if you call and you say, hey, what do you recommend? Fronts and rears are really going to be drastic, and the main reason is because they do just give you different benefits.
And something I want to talk about too, guys, we ride two up constantly. So
Sure.
Steph and I loaded, and you guys can look at our bike. I mean, this shit is stacked full of clothing. We got a laptop, we got a drone, we got a recording stuff in here. So we are packed. So we're not just talking about running down through there.
No.
I mean, we're heavy.
And that's a good thing, is because whether you're loaded down like these guys, where they clearly look like they're not in a hurry to get home, you're able to, you know, adjust that suspension to account for this additional weight, so that you're still riding the way that you're supposed to. You're still getting the correct sag and the correct comfort. You've just, if he was by himself or they were by themselves without gear, you can have a nice riding bike, and then you can just adjust that suspension to account for it, so it rides the exact same with or without that stuff on the bike.
Yeah, and truly the front too, being able to, because you told me 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn.
Right.
So I got to watch them install that, and I was like, what the hell is Chase talking about this? Because I don't know. Once again, guys, I'm not a mechanic. I just ride this damn bike. That's what I do. And as we've gone progressive, I've learned and learned and learned. Thankfully, you guys take time with me, because you've been talking to me since day one.
Absolutely.
And man, we've been learning these products. So that's another thing that I want to touch base on with Legends, with these boys and their ladies. They're going to take care of you.
Yeah.
They stand behind their shit, and that means tremendous amount to us and our followers.
Yeah, and the setup on this stuff is critical, because it's not a one-size-fits-all product. It's specifically designed, when you get something quality suspension, that it can be dialed in specifically for what you are doing to give you the best ride. It's not a pull it out of the box, go down the road, and you're just, whether you're 180 pounds or you're packing out 550 pounds, you want to be able to specifically adjust this to what you're doing, how you're riding, the kind of road conditions that you're going to be on, whether you're headed to South America or riding through Texas, or whether you're going to Maine. You want to be able to adjust this stuff so that you're getting the best comfort and best performance as possible. Hey, Cheryl's here. Cheryl, come say hi.
Cheryl, man.
Welcome to Legend. Nice to meet ya.
Oh my goodness.
How are ya?
I'm great.
Great.
And this is one of the places where everybody here really, truly loves what they do. They're happy to come to work. And we think that our products reflect that, because when you put heart and soul and passion into stuff, I think it really shines through. We care about our customers. We care about our customer service. And we're all consumers here, and we've all purchased things and had bad experiences. So we've all just made a conscious effort to go, we're not going to treat people that way. We're going to treat them like the golden rule, like we want to be treated.
It all comes back around, and we said every day we work so hard to get that damn money, and we want to make sure that we get. And that's what we're doing here today, guys. I'm telling you, I talk about this all the time again. If I'm talking about the products, because Steph and I believe in it. If you don't hear me talk about it, yeah, we just don't talk. So let's get into a little bit more shit. Let's take a stroll.
Heck yeah,
and do something.
sounds good. Let's do it.
Man, y'all's instructions. Very clear. And I know that's like 3 other instructions, but we've got some that I'm just like,
Yeah, well, and that's kind of another one of those aspects too, where we've all bought stuff and been like,
yeah,
what?
I don't know.
Like, has anyone installed this off of these
I'm
instructions?
trying to figure it out, right?
So yeah, we try and do color and pictures, and we have an awesome graphic designer here that like hand sketches a lot of this stuff out, and then does whatever witchcraft magic she knows how to do, put it into the install guide. It's way above my talent. So
Well, and that's another thing I've noticed with you guys. So y'all just work together, a big team,
Yeah.
to make that good product.
yeah, whenever we have, you know, a new install guide or something like that, as many people here try and kind of proofread them and go through them, and we actually do the install off of it, just go tweak this or change that, or what is the end reader gonna read and kind of perceive this instruction as? Because we want people to be set up for success the first time that they put them on. We want them to have a good first experience. Because you can definitely set them up wrong, and it's very, very critical to set them up right and make sure that they're dialed in so that you're getting, you know, as comfortable and you know, getting what you pay for.
Yes, because I've heard people, they go to certain places, they just throw on, they say, man, these things are stiff as hell. I think we had a guy down in Florida come down, so he was talking. But, you know, just I was going to ask y'all, like, going through and building and going through all the techs, I mean, just,
It's a lot involved.
and how many people do y'all have? Is it, you got like a dude they can go to?
Well, it starts with Jesse's mastermind.
Yeah.
And then it gets moved into engineering. They collaborate. We've got some computer systems where we can kind of 3D build this stuff and function it.
Okay.
We've also got an R&D area where we've got some really nice shock dynos. So once the R&D engineering actually assembles one of these, where there's just the regular raw materials, we can put that on a computer system with a shock dyno, and we can actually watch what it's doing. You can calibrate them for different you know, temperatures and riding conditions, and it's again a whole nother department beyond.
So these
Buying.
good shocks that we're getting, like, oh, these are great, and we're gonna ride them. We totally forget about it. It's all this great ride. There's tons and tons and tons of hours.
Yeah,
And
there's
money spent in
so many tiny tweaks that go into, and then the hours and hours of R&D that goes into it, testing them and truly getting beat on pretty heavy. Whether it's, you know, somebody on the Bonneville Salt Flats, which we've had, you know, world records set on bikes that have those shocks, or you know, our stunt team that we've got, or just long distance riders that put the miles on. I mean, folks putting 270,000 miles on a pair of shocks and then taking them apart and seeing like, okay, let's see what we got going on here. You know, it's the time and effort put into developing it definitely pays off, because you get a good end product that is going to work and last. And then they're serviceable and rebuildable on top of it and bring it back into lifetime warranty. So fitment wise, they fit so many bikes, and then we can always service them. We can always take them to the next bike, and you really kind of just end up having to buy that one pair of good shocks one time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, these are the things that I wanted to show everybody. I wanted to hear straight from Chase here about.
The horse's mouth.
I was gonna say the horse's mouth.
Straight from
Straight
the
from the
horse's
horse's mouth. But it does though. It helps us because, like I say, you spend a shit ton of money. You don't know what the hell.
Absolutely, and I'm sure it's great for your viewers and ours to get some of this inside information and be able to kind of see what really goes into it. And you know, the mood of the people that work here is important. And we really care what we do, and we care about turning out the best product we possibly can the first time, so that the end user has as good of a result as they possibly can. They've got something that's quality, that's gonna last.
Make them happy.
This is super secret here. This is authorized personnel only, which I'm deputizing.
Thank you.
Got a small little machine area. If parts need a tweak or anything like that, we're able to pop them on a lathe or actually manufacture a small one-off part to kind of see how it would work, or if it's a change that we want to make. So this is a pretty critical area that's getting used all the time. We're always trying to constantly evolve, improve our older product lines, and make those better. There's some more storage back there in our video studio. And then coming through here is more of the shipping and receiving department. So we've got a repair center here, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
He does, you know, length conversion, spring swap.
Hey man, I need a week.
All of our he's the one that handles any repairs that come in, and he really does it super efficient. So, absolutely. We've got some product storage. all kinds of goodies here. We've got them in some different colors. So this is the piggyback version of the Revo Arc. Okay. So same as that remote reservoir. This one's just going to be more for your like FXR, Sportsters, and Dynos. This fitment doesn't go on an FL, so you have to remote mount this canister, and that's what the difference in those two designs
You guys got them more now, but you can mount them up there like on my bike.
Yep.
You can see it.
Yep, we've got an
Everything
optional.
clears.
Yep, we've got an optional bracket, and we've got 2 brackets in the same kit where you can have them on the back fender if you're not using a core pack and stuff like that. And then you can put the taller bracket on, and you can run a luggage rack, sissy
And
bar,
I've seen it.
backrest.
And it's all tight and just bad.
Yep, that way you can get to the adjustments a little easier, and it's an aesthetic thing too. A lot of people just kind of want to show off what they got, so we
Show that
definitely,
canister off.
absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah, we've got a couple of different assembly lines here. We hand assemble all of the stuff here. All of our AXEOs, ProBEAM stacks, everything. This is where the bulk of the grading happens. So, yeah.
And they can call or reach out to y'all through.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can always send us messages on social media, of course. You can shoot us an email, service@legendsuspensions. That's generally going to be the fastest way. We've got a lot of people that monitor that email, so you know, if anyone has general questions, any local motorcycle shop that has, you know, a drag specialties account, any of our part numbers that they find on our website, you can go into a place like Denney's, give them that part number, or they're already really well versed in that product anyway, so they can answer those questions, whether it's a small independent shop or a Harley dealership. We're just about everywhere now, even internationally, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, that pretty much sums it up, guys. If you need it, which I already know you need it, and if you don't think you do, come follow along on our other videos. I'll be talking more and more about what we've got set up on our bike, what it is, how it's handling, how it feels. Proof's in the pudding. Hell, man, if you're somewhere where I am, come sit on my bike. I'll let you do a little zip around. There's nothing like to get on a bike that has something set up and ride it. That's what it's going to take. Like Chase said, you can go find him on all the social media platforms. I'll just drop his phone number and cell phone number in the link below. You can call him directly.
Yeah, during the week is fine. If you have any other questions, TJ prefers anytime Sunday after 9 p.m.
After 9, I'll have my personal number in there as well.
Or before 7 a.m. on Mondays.
Yes.
Yep.
So you can call me then, and then we'll get you hooked up with your legends.
If you've been riding on a stock bike for a long time, or even another bike that you just aren't necessarily happy with, you really don't know what you're missing until you give this a try. Find a dealership with a demo bike that you can try. Find a friend's bike that's got it, or he said you can come to his house and you can sit on his motorcycle.
Come to my house and sit on my motorcycle and take it for a spin.
Just tell him first, because look at the guy. I wouldn't want to sit on his bike without asking.
I've had one stolen before. I'm used to it.
I will get that back to you. I apologize. That is my bad.
You son of a... Yeah.
I thought you said I could use it.
Yeah,
so.
it's been 2 years. Give it back, Chase. Jeez.
Borrow's borrow. What's a motorcycle between friends?
Just one. Yeah. Okay. This is the deal, though, guys. If you want to go out there and ride something and feel good, what we rode this last 1,500 miles is truly a legend experience. And it really does change your bike. Your balls will go from this big to that big within miles. You bet your ass off.
And that's just one.
That's just one. That's
ball.
just the one ball.
That is one ball.
That's one ball. Together, you can imagine how they're going to get
So
it.
if you have only one or two,
And you're going to have to set your swag up settings because you're going to get heavier. Look at me. I'm a professional.
make sure you adjust your preload for your bigger balls.
Your big
I think
ball-
that's what you're trying to
Big ball
say.
preload. You got to hit it. All right, guys.
That's going to be our next Tech Tuesday video.
Yeah, can you make just something underneath?
How to adjust your suspension when you have huge balls.
Sounds good to me. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And like always, from the Legends house, y'all stay on there. Like Chase.
Yeah, be a legend. We'll see you next time.
Oh, yeah.